Okay, we are live, praying to the tech gods and goddesses here that we have a smooth transmission. So I'll take just a few minutes here for everybody to see that we are live, get those notifications, and then we will get started on our masterclass recap. We're going to be reviewing parts 1, 2, and 3 that we covered over the previous 3 nights. I just wanted to do a little bit of a review and let you know what was going on there. And by the way, if you see me looking at 2 different places at once, or maybe even 3 different places, I am live streaming in 2 different locations. So we're here on YouTube. Hello to all my YouTubers, and also here on Instagram. So I'll say hi to both of you platforms and all the people tuning in there. And I just want to get my notes set up as well. I was also going to pour myself some water real quick. But if you are just getting signed on, feel free to say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're from. Let me know if you've tuned in to this masterclass already, if you were able to tune into parts 1, 2, or 3, or all of them. Let me know in the comments while we're waiting on everybody to get here. And I'll also just say, shout out to everyone for being patient with me and my technology issues. So if you did happen to tune into one of the master classes, I think I mentioned it on part 2, one woman show. So the Vina Lene brand, Vina Lene umbrella, Mother Moon Yoga Studio, all of it, I'm kind of a one woman show. So I handle all of my tech, the setup, I design my own website, I handle all my social media, I send out all of my emails, everything that you read that I've written, it's literally something that I've written. I don't hire out a copywriter or anything. So with that being said, I've had a little bit of a learning opportunity with this masterclass. We've had some issues with both YouTube and Instagram, although YouTube, I got all figured out. The first day, the live stream not working was my fault. The second day, I'm not really sure what was happening, but we did get things working about 10 minutes in. And then last night on Instagram, there was like 20 minutes maybe left in my transmission, and Instagram locked me out all of a sudden, told me there was suspicious activity. I had to reset my password. It was like a whole thing. And so I wasn't able to finish out part 3 on Instagram last night, and I apologize. And then also, because all that happened on Instagram last night, I didn't get my live recording from Instagram. I had to use the YouTube one, and nothing wrong with that, but I can't download YouTube videos when they go live. Once they're done, I can't retrieve them to edit. So I just had to send you out the YouTube link to watch part 3's replay. So just thanks so much for your patience on all of that. You know, there's a reason that I make these master classes and these things live free, because I never know what's going to happen, and I don't want you to feel like you paid money and you got some sort of shoddy master class. So no harm done. Nobody lost out on any money or felt like they didn't get their value because it was free, and we just roll with the tech hiccups along the way. But thank you again for your patience, for continuing to tune in and just kind of roll with all of the tech errors and the typos in my emails and everything else, because really what's important is the content, right? Like, I used to get so hung up on little, like, oh my gosh, that email had a typo, or oh my gosh, my tech messed up. But the truth is, I just wanted to get the message out to you. So the message is here. We got everything out that I wanted to share in this masterclass, and now we're going to review everything that we went over. So I do see that there's a few people live right now. If you want to, feel free to say hi in the comments. Let us know where you're from, and also let us know if you tuned in to all 3 parts of the masterclass, or if you didn't, let me know what parts you did tune into. And I would also like to open up any questions just right away. You know, this is a pretty casual session tonight. We're just going to be reviewing everything that we covered in the past 3 days, and then also answering any questions that may have come up once you had time to soak in the content or apply it. I'm sure that there might have been some questions that came up as well. So feel free to put those in the comments. Also tonight, I'm going to be sharing with you a few ways to go deeper with me, to work deeper with me. So if you really enjoyed this masterclass and you want more guidance or you want to work with me deeper on your manifestation journey, I'm going to be sharing a couple of different options for you at the end of this transmission. So make sure that you stick around. And aside from that, just make yourself comfortable, have a nice cozy space, eliminate those distractions if you can, maybe silence your notifications, maybe have something to write with in case you want to take some notes. And otherwise, just sit back and absorb the review, right? Absorb this recap of everything that happened. You might want to have something to drink as well. Okay, so I am on the wrong page with my notes. Let me get that set up first. And by the way, if this is your first time tuning into me, because these are live streaming right now, my name is Vina Lene Rachel. I am a moon priestess, an intuitive, a channeler of the divine. And I've been hosting this masterclass for the past 3 days. We started on Sunday, August 7th with the peak of the Lionsgate portal. And through the 7th, 8th, and 9th, we've been meeting for about an hour and a half every night to talk a little bit about manifestation. And I've been sharing some tips and tricks to make your manifestation journey easier. Now, I understand that we're all busy people, and I'm guilty for watching replays instead of tuning in live. And I'm even more guilty of tuning into things like this, the recap, without having watched the other parts of it that we're recapping, just to get a gist of it. And then I'll go back at my convenience and watch the videos. So if you're just coming into this content tonight, don't worry. I'm still going to give you some information so you're not going to feel completely lost. However, if you do want to tune in to all 3 replays, parts 1, 2, and 3 of the Manifestation Masterclass, the content is free and you can review the recordings for a limited time, but you must sign up to get them. So if you go to vinalene.com/manifesting masterclass, that's manifesting masterclass, you can sign up. You'll be able to get all the replays, and I've been sending out some extra little goodies in the emails too. By the way, anybody that registers for the masterclass has the opportunity to get an exclusive bonus freebie tonight, okay? So make sure you stay tuned until the end of this transmission so you learn all about that. So let's dive right in. Let's dive in with part 1. On Sunday, August 7th, we met for part 1, manifesting with the moon, and we talked all about using both astronomy and astrology to manifest, right? We talked about the moon, the different phases of the moon, those 4 lunar phases, talking about how when we're in that new moon energy, it's a time to rest, it's a time to daydream, it's a time to kind of like think about what we want. And then we move into that waxing moon energy. The moon starts to illuminate and get brighter, and we start to take action as the moon waxes. We take action on our goals, our dreams. Maybe we start to put together our vision board or create some affirmations, but we're taking action on the goal. And then we come around to the full moon, right? That 3rd lunar phase, which we're going to be in a full moon tomorrow, by the way, at the time of this transmission. August 11th, 2022 is the full moon in Aquarius, so we're moving into that energy. But full moons are a time of release, right? The moon is opposite of the sun. It's getting a lot of solar light energy that creates a lot of energetic fire for us to help release what doesn't serve. And the full moon's also halfway through the lunar cycle, right? So it's a great check-in point just to see how we're doing, how we're feeling, if we want to continue to work on the same thing, or if we want to redirect and switch our path, or maybe we just want to let go completely and spend the other 2 weeks of the lunar cycle just resting or chilling out, or maybe working on some of those techniques we talked about last night in part 3 to remove blockages. We'll talk about that here in a bit, right? So we have these 4 lunar phases that we can work with, kind of tuning into the energy and figuring out how that aligns with our own manifestation journey. And then we also have other things that happen in the cosmos, right? So we talked about the Lionsgate portal and why this is such a potent time to be manifesting and working on your dreams. It's not your birthday, unless you're a Leo, of course, but it's not necessarily your birthday. It's not necessarily like January 1st or the 1st of the year. It's a really random time, it might seem like, to be trying to manifest, but we have a lot of solar energy right now. So when we're in this Lionsgate portal, which starts around July 26th or 27th, it closes around August 11th or 12th. It peaks on August 8th, 8/8, and the day before and after that are the most potent times to work with the energy. And this is a time when Sirius, the dog star, is rising and aligning with the pyramids of Giza. Now, the Sirius star is known as our spiritual star or spiritual sun. It's actually older than the sun. At one time, it was brighter than the sun. And when we have this energy aligning with our sun, beaming down onto Earth, that creates a lot of solar energy or a lot of energetic light codes. We embody those energetic light codes in our third energy center, in our solar plexus, in kind of our belly area. And anytime we're working with our third energy center, our solar plexus, Manipura, we are working with the energy of taking action, doing work, going after our goals, kind of being a go-getter or goal digger. It's also a space where we hold a lot of joy, a lot of positivity, so we can feel really like kind of fired up and faithful around being able to reach our dreams. We also prioritize a lot of joy. We ask ourselves when we're looking at our dreams, looking at these goals, do they bring more joy into our life? Do they make us happy? Are we taking action on our goals in a way that brings us joy? You know, do we enjoy working on our dreams? And all of that energy is coming into the solar plexus right now and being amplified by these light codes. So yes, there are other times when the cosmos behaves in a certain way and we feel more aligned to work on our goals. Now, I also mentioned that there's astrology involved, right? Like we're in the middle of Leo season. That's why this is called the Lionsgate portal. Leo is all about being brave, being courageous, kind of showing up and taking charge of their life, being an alpha lion, ruling their life with sovereignty. And these are all of the energies we also have right now from about July 22nd to August 22nd. So this sun season in astrology is also a really good time to work on our goals and dreams because we have a lot of ambition and courage and even like a little bit of pride. We want to make ourselves proud. So we feel like we need to accomplish something, especially, you know, during August and, you know, Leo season's in July and August, but we've now shifted into August. August is a weird month because we kind of get to the point where we're like, summer is winding down. We might live in a little bit of regret, thinking about all the things we missed out on, all the things we didn't do this year. Or we might be thinking about the future, thinking, oh my gosh, it's August. It's practically Christmas. It's practically 2023. What is going on? The new year is here already, right? Can we be more, you know, kind of in that present moment, right? And can we embrace, instead of thinking about Gregorian calendar, thinking about the month of August, can we think about the season of Leo and know that this is the time to really be going after things in the present moment? Like, what do we want right now that will carry over into the future, that will make up from the things we didn't accomplish in the past? It's time to get real and focus on it right now. Now, August 22nd, talking about astrology, we're going to shift into Virgo season. Virgo is an earth sign, a little bit more practical about making lists and taking steps and following directions and, you know, taking instruction on how to do things. And it's a little less of a free energy. So right now we're kind of in this free energy of the fire of Leo season. And so we feel all over, we feel excited, and we kind of feel like we can dream big dreams. Versus when we move into Virgo, Virgo's kind of like a reality check, and maybe you don't want to dream so big during that season. So these are just general examples of how you could use astrology to manifest. I also want to mention that this timing of being in Leo season, being in the Lionsgate portal, and it just so happens with the alignment this year that at the end of this masterclass tomorrow, we will have a full moon. But, you know, it's a time of being in a full moon of Aquarius, and we're in the sun season of Leo. And I don't know if you know this, but the Aquarius new moon, the Aquarian new moon that happens back in late January or early February, is Lunar New Year. Okay, so if you happen to tune in to the cycles of the moon as they pertain to astrology, okay, the new moon in Aquarius represents lunar new year. And it's actually a more potent time to work on manifestation compared to the first of the year, January 1st. Now, sometimes that tends to align a little bit closer together, but other times it doesn't. So I always work with Lunar New Year to manifest instead of doing January 1st. Now, the reason I'm sharing that is because we're now on the opposite of that, right? Now we're in the full moon of Aquarius instead of that new moon in Aquarius, bringing in that Lunar New Year energy. Now we're halfway through the Lunar New Year. So this is a potent time to be slowing down and checking in, just seeing how you feel, seeing where your goals are, and kind of see what you want to create for the next rest of the year. And maybe that also gives you a little bit more peace of mind, right? Not thinking so much about, oh, it's August, it's almost December or January. What if you had a little bit longer to work with everything, right? More towards like late January, early February. So you essentially have 6 months right now, if you're going by the lunar year, to really go after your goals and your dreams. Are there any questions coming up about manifesting with the moon or manifesting with astrology or manifesting with astronomy? Lots of different things that you can look into. You know, you might manifest on your birthday using your solar return or your sun season. You might manifest with the new moon. You might manifest with the Lionsgate portal. You might manifest with Lunar New Year. You have a lot of options, and that's why I like working with astronomy and astrology for manifesting instead of the typical like setting a goal on January 1st or setting a goal on your birthday. I find that this gives us a lot more opportunity to check in, and we stay on track, and we kind of like we stay on track a little bit easier, but we also keep our goals and our dreams in the forefront of our mind. So we're always coming back to them on a more regular basis. So this is why I feel that this is a more potent way to work on your dreams. Now, if you want to go deeper, if you want to learn more about the moon, about manifesting with the moon, about the phases of the moon and lunar energy, I do have a couple of options for you. The first one is free. I mentioned this in part 1. I have another free 3-part masterclass. So maybe you've completed this 3-part masterclass and you really enjoyed that format and you decide, yeah, I want to try another one. I have another one for you all about the moon. So if you go to vinalene.com/free moon masterclass, you are going to be able to sign up and receive all 3 parts of that. Is it 3? Yes, it's 3. I had to think. I was like, is it 3 or 4? It's 3. You can get that 3-part masterclass for free. It'll show up in your inbox and you'll be able to tune into part 1 right away. Now, that 3-part Moon Magic Masterclass also comes free in my Moon Magic program. This is another way to go deeper with me and learn about the moon. Now, the Moon Magic program, it's $44 and it goes through all 4 phases of the moon. Now, this isn't the phases that we covered in this master class. We are going to talk about the new and the full moon in Moon Magic, but we also talk about the first quarter moon and the last quarter moon, so the half moons. And we talk about how the energy can affect you there. So in this master class, we talked about the beginning of the lunar cycle and kind of that halfway check-in point at the full moon. But in each of those waxing and waning phases, there's also a halfway midpoint where you can check in and do a little bit of deeper work on your manifestation journey. So we talk about that in the Moon Magic program, and that Moon Magic Masterclass, all 3 parts is in there for free as well. So if you want to go check that out, you can go to vinalene.com/moon magic. That's moon, MAGICK, magic with a K, and you can go read more about the program. Now, there is also an opportunity to get Moon Magic, that $44 online program, absolutely free. I'm going to tell you about that at the end of the transmission. You got to stick around a little bit longer. Before I move on to part 2, talking about vision boards and developing affirmations, I just want to check in one more time and make sure we don't have any questions. If you have any questions about manifesting with the moon, astrology, or astronomy, throw it in the comments now. I'm going to grab a drink while we wait, and then we'll move on and talk about part 2. Okay. So those comments will keep coming through if they need to. I'm going to move on. I'm trying to value your time tonight because I know we've done about an hour and a half the past 3 nights. So I'm trying to keep it right about an hour for you tonight. Plus, you've already gone through these master classes, so you should know what I'm talking about, or at least you can go back and watch the replay. Part 2, August 8th, Monday evening at the Peak of the Lion's Gate portal, we talked all about creating a different type of vision board. And I don't know if you've kind of seen the theme with this masterclass, but this masterclass is about doing things differently. No matter what part you tuned into, there was probably something you did that was a little bit different from the normal. And the vision board that I introduced to you Monday night was probably different as well. Now, we talked about how the typical vision board doesn't always work. It can work to an extent, but when you're using pictures or images that come from somebody else, that somebody else created that out of their mind and their vision, it's not fully your dream. So I gave the example of a Jeep. Like if you wanted a Jeep and you just cut out a picture of a Jeep and you put it on your vision board, that Jeep's not going to have all of the details of the Jeep that you actually want. Like what kind of Jeep, what color, what's the interior like? Is it a hybrid or an electric? You know, what kind of gas mileage does it get? Is it a 4-door? Is it a 2-door? Et cetera, et cetera. You can get really detailed if you actually just come up with the dream and the vision in your mind and write it down. And write down all of the details and get super specific, right? We talked about the importance Monday night of being specific about your dreams, because if I just want a Jeep and I write on my vision board, I want a Jeep, or I put up a picture of a Jeep, that Jeep could come to me in a variety of ways. I might actually attract it into my life, but maybe it's not the Jeep that I wanted, or maybe it comes to me in a weird way. So if I actually wanted a Jeep, I'd probably write down the details of exactly what kind of Jeep I wanted. And then I would say, how would I write that as an affirmation? I would say, I am driving my brand new 2023 electric 4-door Jeep Wrangler. It has eco-friendly vegan leather material. It's got a hard top that can come off. You know, like I could go into a lot of details. I could make a paragraph about that Jeep that I want to manifest, and I could write it all out and put it on my vision board, right? Instead of just cutting out the picture. We also talked about the top 3 categories that people tend to manifest in. We talked about how most people want more wealth, health, and love or relationships. So we talked about how most people want more money, they want to feel good and look good, and they want to be loved and have good friends and just have good relationships with other human beings. And those are kind of the top 3. Now, I also mentioned Monday night that there can be a minimum of 10 categories, if not more, that you can manifest in. And I actually cover all 10 categories in my program, Conscious Creatress. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I just want you to know that beyond those 3 options of wealth, health, and love or relationship, there's actually a lot of other categories that you could work with. So if you really want to design your life, start thinking about all the different categories that you could manifest in, right? So we have wealth, we have health, we have love and relationship. Maybe there's something that you want to learn right now. Like I'm trying to learn another language. I want me and my son to learn a second language together. So I might put that under a category of education. Or maybe I have a category called family, and I want me and my husband and my son to learn a language together. You know, there's other categories that you could think of aside from these top 3. Now, when you're writing out these affirmations, right, or you're writing out these sentences or these words or these details of your dreams, we also talked about the importance of kind of writing it out in a sentence, writing it out in the here and now as if it's happening right now, even if it's not yet, right? So I made up the example just now of the Jeep situation. So I could say that I am driving my dream Jeep. That's a really good way to summarize, by the way. So let's say that you have something that you really want and you want to get really specific about it, right? Like when I got ready to open this yoga studio that I'm transmitting to you from, I had a lot of ideas about what I wanted here, what I wanted it to look like. So I wrote all of that out. I wrote out all of the details of this yoga studio that I was trying to manifest. And then when it came to me actually saying my affirmation out loud, I just said, I am teaching from my dream studio or something like that. So you can summarize, write out the dream, write out the specifics, and then go further, like read it out loud. I am teaching from my dream studio, and then go to your paragraph. My dream studio has plenty of props for everybody, a nice little common space for people to mingle. My dream studio has great lighting, has, good acoustics. Like, you could go into more details from there. We also talked about eliminating the negative, right? And this is why it's important to write things down, because sometimes in your mind, you have an idea, you have a vision, but when you actually have to write it down and you have to put it on paper, you have to move it from the ether and from the air element into the earthly material. Things can be a little weird there, or like you might write it out with negative words in it, okay? So I gave the example of if you were getting married and you were getting married outdoors, you might not want it to rain on your wedding day. So you might write on your vision board, I don't want it to rain on my wedding day. Well, the universe, as we mentioned Monday night, doesn't understand negativity, doesn't really comprehend negative words, negative frequencies, negative phrases. So anytime you're using affirmations to manifest, if you have a negative word in there, the universe is going to ignore it, okay? So if we have the sentence, I don't want it to rain on my wedding day, and you take the don't out, it says, I want it to rain on my wedding day, and you will attract that. So I promise you, if you're working in your mind and with your affirmations with the phrases like, I don't want, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. So eliminate the don't, eliminate the negative words, and find a different way to say it, right? Twist it around. So maybe instead of saying, I don't want it to rain on my wedding day, I say that my wedding day is full of sunshine and beautiful weather. And that still sets me up with the same expectation, but I'm much more likely to receive that versus the other way around. We also talked about when you write things down, not only do you maybe notice how you're saying them or bringing in those negative words, but you also kind of notice how you feel in general. So when you write down your affirmations or you write down the things that you want, maybe after you write it down, you realize, I don't really want that after all, or I don't like the way that that looks on paper. We just need to get it out of our mind to get a different perspective. So that's another reason why you want to be writing things down instead of just like cutting out pictures or making a digital collage. When you write things down, you can notice how you feel writing it down. You can notice how you feel reading it. You can notice if you want to change it and not have that as part of your dream anymore. Remember that these words have power, so we want to structure our affirmations and our sentences in a way that give that sentence a lot of power, okay? And we also talked about how we can use affirmations like I am, I have, I receive, I am receiving, I achieve, etc. But using the I am or any version of that in the present moment can really up level your affirmation and bring it more power, because you're using your affirmation to define who you are. Like, I am teaching from my dream yoga studio, or I have all of the money I need in my bank account to be comfortable, right? But whatever it is, like, you're defining your life and yourself with those power phrases or those power words like I am, I have, I receive, etc. We also talked about the power of words as in saying them out loud, right? We kind of already hinted at that, saying your affirmations out loud, but maybe also noticing how you feel when you say your affirmations out loud, because sometimes once we say things out loud, we feel a little different and we decide that maybe we don't want to be saying that out loud. So that can also help you figure out what you want. We also talked about exercising the throat chakra, how the throat chakra has a lot of potential to move air energy out of the heart and into the earthly reality, right? Bringing everything out of our heart's desire into the earthly material words of language. But we can also exercise our throat chakra with ohms, right? The power of our throat chakra, vibrating that ohm, that frequency of creation through it, can really enhance the energy here. And this is an energy of self-expression. Our throat is where we express our wants and our needs. It's where we find our authenticity. It's where we decide to kind of be who we are out in the world. And part of being who we are in the world has to be involved with this dream life that we're trying to create. I don't know if you know this or if you tuned in my transmissions, but sometimes when I start to channel, I get to talking really fast and I stutter over my words or I mix up my words. So thank you for being patient with me, because this whole masterclass is a channeling. This came to me a few months ago. I was thinking about how the Lionsgate portal was coming up. And back at the beginning of the Lunar New Year, back around end of January, I did a free 28-day journey. So you got a free 3-day journey with me. I did a 28-day journey at the beginning of 2022. And when I did that, there was a lot of channeling that came through as well, but I just didn't feel like it was the right thing to share at this time, because it's not Lunar New Year, and even though it's a recording, and that's okay, I wanted something relevant to the now. So as I start to channel all of this information that comes through that the universe has downloaded into me, sometimes I get a little tongue-tied. So with that, I'm going to grab a drink. We don't have anything else to say about part 2. That's pretty much the recap of part 2. But if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. If you have any questions about your vision board, making up your vision board, or making up your affirmations. By the way, another way to exercise your throat chakra is saying those affirmations out loud every day, right? So finding some place. I use the examples of putting sticky notes on the wall in part 1, but then last night in part 3, I showed you how I just had like a piece of paper with my sticky notes all over it. So you can have different ways to design this. Maybe it's a piece of paper where you're just writing everything down, but put your vision board in a place where you will go to it and stand there or sit there and actually say these affirmations out loud. Put it in a place that's going to get your attention. For me, my vision board is in my office, because I go to my office every single morning to kind of like look at my calendar, my schedule, and figure out my day. So right away in the morning, I walk into my office, I see my vision board, I say my affirmations out loud. I also say something I'm grateful for. Actually, I say 3 things in the morning I'm grateful for. And then I start my day. So that's just an example of how you can use the vision board. But if you have any questions about any of that, please put it in the comments. Throw it in there now. Okay, let's move on to part 3. Part 3 we did last night, and part 3 was all about removing blockages in your manifestation journey, right? Anytime we go to work on these dreams, especially if they're big dreams, we've probably all been there. We get to a point where we're feeling overwhelmed, we're feeling unmotivated, we're feeling a little powerless, or like a lack of empowerment, we're feeling a lack of integrity to show up at ourselves and our goals every day. You might actually have something physical come your way, like something blows up in your life to really turn your life upside down, and that blocks your manifestation journey. Maybe you have some sort of technology issue. Lord knows that I've had the tech issues, right? There's a lot of different things that can come our way to make us feel roadblocked when we're trying to create the life of our dreams. And so last night, I wanted to give you 12 techniques to bust through those barriers. And I'm going to go through them real quick here just to remind you in case you missed it. First technique was to blame it on the moon or blame it on the cosmos. We kind of already covered this with part 1, or what we talked about earlier, checking out what's going on with astrology and astronomy. But when you look into what's going on in the cosmos, it helps you understand the energy. When you look into the moon, it helps you understand the energy of the collective and the energy within you. And when you understand that energy of what's going on, it makes it a little bit easier to understand why you're experiencing a particular roadblock. You might also get motivated to bust through that roadblock once you actually do a little research and see what's going on with the cosmos. Technique number 2 was pull a card, right? Pull a tarot card, an oracle card, an angel card. Anytime you're feeling stuck, pull a card. If you don't have a card deck, go get one, right? How do you go shop for a card deck? You go to the one that you're drawn to. You go into a shop, you look at the card decks, you go, this is the one I want. Go in a bookstore, you can go online. But whatever deck you're drawn to, that is probably the deck that you need. You can also sometimes just have tarot decks come your way. The reason that I got into tarot is because literally a deck just came into my life. It was in a box of things that a friend had left behind, and I was probably never going to see that friend again. And I was like, what is this? Held on to him for a couple of years, then dove in, and still the deck I use. So if you ever have a deck of cards come to you in an auspicious way, those cards are meant for you. But you can always pull a card when you're feeling stuck just to get a message and kind of get a little bit of guidance. The universe can communicate to us in a variety of ways, and cards are one of those as well. Now, I just want to take a little side note and mention that if you want to be able to get a personal card reading from me twice a month during the first 4 months of your manifestation journey, I want you to stay tuned to the end of this replay. I'll tell you how to do that. Technique number 3 for busting through those manifestation blockages, your breath, just simply breathing. Breath is life force energy. It's prana. It's creative life force. When we move it through our body, we nourish our energy centers of manifestation. We nourish our throat. We nourish our heart. We nourish our belly. We nourish our low belly and our hips and our second energy center. We relax as we exhale, and we soften around our hips and our legs, those second and first energy centers. So simply breathing can bring a lot of power into your journey. It can also help you to feel better as well, because when you breathe deeply into your belly, you're breathing into those energies of your solar plexus. You're bringing more attention to Manipura. You're cultivating the energies of joy, of positivity, of hard work, integrity, empowerment, courage, bravery, taking action, growth, etc. And we want all of those energies integrating into our manifestation journey. So if you're feeling stuck, maybe just breathe a little deeper. You could also do that lion's breath, right? Sticking the tongue out, looking up, rolling your eyes back, dispelling negativity, nourishing the throat chakra with that lion's breath. Or maybe you just go out and get a breath of fresh air, right? Sometimes just getting out in nature can really do us good. Nature is medicine. And when we get that fresh air in our body, that fresh prana, sometimes that's all we need to move those blockages out. Technique number 4 is mantra, actually taking the power of your breath and vibrating it through your throat chakra. I already mentioned that you might want to do some ohms, because Om is the mantra of creation, and you are trying to co-create your reality. You could also read your vision board affirmations out loud. Like maybe you already read them out loud for the day, but you're feeling stuck, you're feeling unmotivated. Go read them again. Your words have power, and when you read all of these affirmations out loud in the present moment, you're going to get excited, because you're going to feel like, man, this is how my life could be. I want it to be this way. And then you get a little bit more motivated to get back to work and do the hard work, right? You could also just do any sort of vibration with the throat chakra, maybe encouraging others. Maybe you're bragging about yourself. Maybe you're looking back on your accomplishments. I'm kind of segueing now into technique number 5, to technique number 6 as well. But technique number 5 is to brag. You know, look back at your accomplishments. When you're feeling a little powerless in your journey, can you reflect back and go back and see all that you have achieved? Can you be proud of that? Can you talk to somebody about that and boost your ego a little bit? Or maybe you just say all those things out loud, like, I'm proud of myself because fill in the blank. But if you say it out loud, you're vibrating your throat chakra, and that's also bringing a lot of ego boost, and we need that sometimes on our journey, okay? It's also good to encourage others. We talked about, making others feel good, encouraging them on their journey, patting them on the back, snapping for them, clapping for them. And we held space for that here as well in the transmission. I also suggested that you might want to keep a journal of all of your accomplishments and your achievements, or anytime you achieve something from your vision board, maybe put it in your journal so you can be reminded of it, right? But have ways to look back and reflect, and have ways to be proud of yourself for how far you've come. And also encourage others to do the same, because when you encourage others and you support their dreams and you cheerlead for them, and you do it all with a open mind, right? Getting rid of limiting mindset, knowing that there's enough for all, even if your person you want to cheer for is in the same field as you, there is still enough for all. There is enough money for all. There is enough for all. And so when we encourage others, we open up that mindset. And when we open up that mindset, we know that we can have whatever we desire as well. Technique number 7 is to simply have fun. When you have fun and bring more joy into your life, you cultivate solar plexus energy. We kind of already talked about why that's important. It's also good to get creative. Technique number 8, getting creative simply to create, not creating for a person, not creating for a purpose, but just creating. Maybe you're coloring in the coloring book. Maybe you're painting, drawing. Maybe you're writing a song or a poem. Maybe you just move your body in a creative, free way. Find ways to get creative to tap into your sacral chakra, your second energy center, because that's where all of your fluid energy resides. Your creative energy, your energy to be patient and go with the flow and be present. It's also where the energy of reproduction resides. So if we want to actually bring things into our earthly world, we've got to really enhance the energy of our sacral chakra. So I did bring in another tip. Technique number 9 is to also work with your sacral chakra by doing something pleasurable. Bring something into your life that feels good. Maybe you have a nice bit of dark chocolate and let it melt in your mouth and really take in the experience. Maybe you go out for a nice dinner. Maybe you self-pleasure, or you have some fun time with your partner, right? But doing things that feel good help us to unlock more potential in our sacral chakra, because this is also where the energy of worthiness resides. And when we allow more pleasure and more feel-good feelings to come into our life, we are encouraging ourselves to know that we are worthy of that pleasure. We are worthy of feeling good. When we cultivate feelings of worthiness, we also feel worthy to go after our dreams. No matter how big they are, we really feel like we're worthy of receiving that. Technique number 10 is to daydream on the specifics of your goals and visions. Actually, go into a meditative mindset or just space out and daydream, but bring in all of the specifics, like really bring in your senses. If you're thinking about your dream and what you want in the future, and you imagine that happening in the now, where would you be? What would you be able to feel and touch and sense with texture? Would you be able to taste anything? Would you smell anything? What sounds would you hear? What would you see around you? Bring in as many details as possible, because just like we talked about was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. We talked about last night doing that meditation where you go and get the glass of water and then the lemon and then your dessert. Like, it all seems so real in the mind, right? The mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not real, okay? That's why when you have dreams, sometimes they seem really real, or like maybe you have a dream where you got mad at somebody in your dream and you woke up and you were like really mad at him, right? All that is happening in the brain, but it feels real. So when we daydream on our specifics of our vision and what we want, the mind will eventually say, this is our truth. This is what needs to happen. And you'll start putting out a frequency, and the law of attraction will want to bring that frequency back to you. So you start attracting all of these things to actually make that vision come true simply by daydreaming in your mind. Technique number 11, the most powerful technique of all in your manifestation journey: to have an attitude of gratitude. Be thankful. Be thankful for what you have now, not worrying about what you don't have in the future. Be thankful for what you have right now, because when you can hold gratitude for your life, right now, then the universe knows that you're an appreciative character and knows that you have room to be more grateful in the future. However, if you are not grateful for your life right now, if you are complaining about your life right now, the universe is going to go, wow, like they don't really know how to be grateful for things. They have a lot to be grateful for and they're not seeing it. So you're not going to make your dreams come true as fast as you could. Maybe they still come true, but it might take a lot longer if you're not holding that attitude of gratitude. Every day, find something that you're thankful for, and every day say it out loud. I suggest doing it right after your affirmations. If you can't think of anything, you're breathing and you're living. You got a body that you can be thankful for, even if it's missing parts, okay? Be thankful for your body, be thankful for your breath, be thankful for this life that you are living. And then the rest of it is all a bonus, right? Technique number 12, the final technique, is to rest, to slow down. Because when you are feeling off, when you feel unmotivated, when you feel stuck on your manifestation journey, that means that your energies are misaligned. That means that your chakras are imbalanced, and it means you need to rest. It means you need to slow down so that you are not doing so much and working so hard, and you can pause, you can reflect. You can check in. You can tend to yourself. We talked about the importance of self-care last night. Having a regular self-care routine in your manifestation journey is crucial because you need to be constantly checking back in with yourself, seeing how you feel, and then if you feel off, you need to be making yourself feel better, okay? So we did also talk about yoga nidra last night, the potential of a sleep yoga practice, just to help you completely relax and still vision your daydream, and how that's a form of hypnosis that can actually, again, trick your mind into making things a reality. That's a great option as well. And I'm going to be sending out a yoga nidra practice, by the way, a free one for you to follow in the next email that I reach out to you with. So stay tuned. If you don't have anything yet to practice yoga nidra with, I'll be giving you a practice. Deep breath. That was part 3. Do we have any questions about that one? I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory, but if there's anything coming up about that, I certainly want to cover it right now. I'm going to grab a drink, see if any comments come through. And while we're doing that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to go deeper with me. So that's it. That's your masterclass. That's what we covered in a nutshell over the past 3 days. But if you missed out on any part of that masterclass, you can still catch the replays for free. You have to sign up to get the links though. So if you go to vinalene.com/manifesting masterclass, you're going to get all 3 replays. You also get all the bonus goodies I'm sending out via email. I sent out a guide to help you understand how to manifest with the moon. I gave you a little moon journal there. I also gave you yesterday a kind of like a step-by-step guide to develop your vision board and your vision board affirmations. And then probably tomorrow I'll be sending out a yoga nidra practice to align with part 3. So if you want to get all that stuff, make sure you're signed up. Also, if you have any friends that could benefit, send them to that link, get them signed up, let them tune into this masterclass as well. Because when you have your friends also working on themselves and working on their goals and dreams, it's just a much more supportive environment for you because everybody's kind of on the same frequency and the same page, right? That's probably also why you're tuning into these lives, right? Like you're looking for other people that are in that same mindset, kind of on the same journey. You can go farther with me. I give out a ton of free content to let you know how to manifest, how to bust through blockages, how to work with the moon, what's going on in the cosmos. I do tarot readings twice a month for free and write about those, put them online. So just make sure that you are following me on social media. You can follow me at Facebook, it's at Vina Lene. On Instagram, it's at Vina Lene. On YouTube, at Mother Moon Yoga, right? I recently changed the channel, but you can tune into my social media, tune into my content, make sure that you're following and subscribing to everything so you don't miss out. And then also, if you signed up for this masterclass, you're already on my email list now, so you'll be getting new and full moon emails from me. But that's one way to go deeper, is just to keep tuning into my content, because I am always going to be spitting out stuff for you to take in around these topics that we've covered over the past 3 nights. Now, everything so far, the past 3 nights, everything that I've offered you so far has been very gender neutral, okay? And I did that for a reason. I wanted to have content on a gender neutral basis, but I want you to know that my dream, my actual dream, when I really get specific and I really ask myself what I want in my heart's desires, it's always been to work with women and to work with women exclusively. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about next. So if you're a guy, if you identify as male, this is probably the time for you to leave the transmission, and that's okay. And you still have lots of ways you can tune in. You can take that free Moon Magic Masterclass at vinalene.com/free Moon Masterclass, or you could take the Moon Magic program and learn more there. That masterclass comes free with it. But now for the next little bit, this is for the ladies. This message is for the ladies out there, because my dream has been for several years now to work exclusively with women on their manifestation journey. And that's exactly what I started doing 2 years ago when I launched my online program, Conscious Creatress. Conscious Creatress is my signature online manifestation program. It is a private container exclusively for women to work on themselves, to work on their dreams, to work on their chakras, and to eliminate those negative self-talks, those limiting mindsets. It's a bunch of tools and techniques to help you work through your journey and kind of achieve what you never thought you could achieve before, right? 2 years ago, I never knew we were going to move into a global pandemic. In January of 2020, I was inspired to create this program I'm talking about, Conscious Creatress. I was inspired first to go online for free for 28 days and meet with people online. And from there, I launched the program. I never knew that a global pandemic would have taken over at that time. But that 4-month program, Conscious Creatress, is a 16-week online program. I accumulated all of the tools and techniques that I had used over a decade to work on my goals, to heal ancestral karma, to do shadow work, to open up my chakra, to find more balanced energy, to find more joy and pleasure in my life, etc. I took all those tools and techniques and put them into this container called Conscious Creatress. And the women that journeyed through that program with me in the beginning of 2020, I think it was February, March, April, and May that they navigated the program with me. So basically, by the time they got out of it, we were halfway through 2020, and every single one of them were thriving. Business, income, life, health, friendships, romantic relationships, all of it was thriving in a time of just like pure chaos when everything seemed to fall apart. And since then, I have launched the program, I believe, 4 or 5 more times. And every single time, the women that come out of it have just done amazing things with their life on the other side. And they just feel more peaceful in the process along the way. So before we talk a little bit more about the program, I want to dive deeper. I want to kind of backtrack what we covered in the past 3 days and put a little feminine spin on it, okay? So let's go back to part 1, manifesting with the moon. Well, did you know that the moon is related to the female menstrual cycle, okay? Did you know that just like the moon cycles every 29.5 days, women typically naturally cycle about every 28 to 29 days. There's also 13 moons in a lunar year, and women typically go through 13 bleeding menstrual cycles in a year. So the moon is heavily related to feminine energy and the sacral chakra, and also those lunar phases, the 4 lunar phases of the moon, that new moon, waxing moon, full moon, and waning moon. those are related to 4 main feminine archetypes. So 4 main archetypal energies that feminine bodies and feminine energy embodies, and we're going to cover all of those in the program. So not only will you know about the 4 lunar phases and going more into the first quarter and last quarter moon, but you'll also know about the 4 energetic archetypes, because sometimes our energy doesn't quite align with that phase of the moon, but the archetype makes more sense about what's going on. So we're going to cover that in Conscious Creatress. Let's talk about part 2. When we talked about our vision board on Monday, we talked about the power of the throat chakra, exercising our throat chakra for expression and authenticity. Well, I don't know if you know this, but the throat is heavily connected to our yonis as women. What is the yoni? Yoni is Sanskrit for the vagina, the womb. It's kind of that energetic reproductive space. And when we as women have that, we have a cervix, and the cervix looks just like the throat. Literally, if you look at the inside of your throat and you can see it, and you looked inside your vagina and could see your cervix, they look a lot alike. Okay. And the energy is heavily related. So for anybody that's had a baby out there, you know that the power of sound and your breath has to do with how you birth a child, right? The energy is connected because it's one hollow channel. So we have this hollow channel that moves down our throat, down our spine, all the way into our yonis and our reproductive area and kind of our vaginal area. So we have this energetic womb connection, and everybody has an energetic womb in their second chakra. But when you're a woman and you have those womanly parts and you have that womanly energy, there's kind of an extra special magic, right? Because women are the only ones that can get pregnant and create a human being and bring that into the world, okay? So we have this extra sacred, magical water in our cauldron, what I call the cauldron here of the hips and pelvis. And we talk about the second energy center being related to water, but in women, it's also related to blood. And blood is even more powerful than prana, the life force energy of the breath. So we work with menstrual cycle. We talk a little bit about that. Now, if you're no longer bleeding or you don't bleed, that's okay. If you've gone through menopause, that's okay. In fact, most of the women that have journeyed through my program, this was not the plan when I created it. Most of the women that have journeyed through Conscious Creatress were in their 50s or older. So they had gone through menopause, but they still learned about those energetic archetypes of the moon. They learned about the energy of the moon as it cycles through 13 times a year. And they learned how they can tap into all of their sacred energy, that water energy, that blood energy that's still there, even if they're no longer bleeding. And all of that energy helps you to enhance your creative potential. Okay. So women have the ability to create humans, which means they also have a higher potential to be able to manifest really anything they want. And I mentioned this in part 1. This is how I got on this entire journey. I started learning about the moon with yoga. Then I went a little deeper learning about the moon with fertility. And then from there, I started to understand that I could create anything, human being or more, using the power of my womb and my second chakra. Part 3, we talked about the importance of having different techniques to break through these limitations, right? We also talked about encouraging one another as one of those techniques and finding people that you can brag to that will encourage you back. Well, what if you just had a container of people to do it for you anytime you needed? I created that. So I grew up not having a lot of girlfriends, not having a lot of female support in my life. In fact, a lot of times in my life, females were more in competition with me than anything. And I never enjoyed that. I always hoped to have sisters and women around me who would love me and appreciate me for who I am and value me and encourage me. And I would feel okay to be able to brag about my accomplishments without feeling bad about it. I just had this conversation with one of my best friends, and we decided that we knew we were best friends because we could literally brag about our accomplishments to each other and not worry about that, like, bothering each other or like worrying if the other person wasn't doing as good about their feelings. Okay. So we're all going on this journey together. There are many women that have already traversed through Conscious Creatress. There are some women doing the work now. Some women are repeating the program and doing the work again, but they are all inducted into the Sisterhood of Conscious Creation. The Sisterhood of Conscious Creation is an online community, an online tribe of women, and it's made up of all the women that are either working through Conscious Creatress right now or have made it all the way through all 16 weeks. This container is for you to go to for help, for guidance, to brag, to get some support, to get your questions answered. It's also where I am, so I will reach out to you and answer your questions or guide you along the way. But having a support circle in addition to gratitude, that's one of the most powerful things that you can bring into your manifestation journey and actually achieve success. When you have people clapping for you, snapping for you, rooting for you, when you have a place where you show up and like affirm your goals and know that that's put there for accountability, you're much more likely to succeed. So I have a sisterhood circle in the Conscious Creators program that you get to be a part of as soon as you enroll. Okay, what is Conscious Creatress? I've mentioned it several times. Let's go a little bit deeper. Conscious Creatress 16-week container. It's an online program where you go at your own pace. I designed it exclusively for women to learn how to use the moon, the metaphysical, the law of attraction, and more to manifest whatever they desire, to co-create their reality, and to enhance their manifestation magic and potential. You know, each month of the program, you navigate the 4 energy centers of manifestation. I've kind of hinted about these in the past 3 nights, but we have the heart, the belly, the solar plexus, the womb, the sacral chakra, and our root earth chakra. These 4 chakras or energy centers have to do with manifestation. And I call these the 4 energy centers of manifestation. And we work with every single one of those each month of the program. So week 1, you're going to dive into learning about your root chakra, your chakra. Week 2, you're going to learn about your sacral chakra, your water chakra. Week 3, you're going to learn about your solar plexus chakra, your fire chakra. Week 4, you're going to learn about your heart chakra, your love chakra, okay? And then we repeat it month 2, month 3, month 4. So by the time you get to month 4 and you've completed the program, you should feel energetically aligned, balanced, your energy should be flowing really well, and you're probably already attracting in some of the visions and the goals that you set in those first few weeks of the program. We also work to release blockages on your journey. So we do a lot of shadow work in this program. If you've ever heard of the term shadow work, we do that in this program. It is guided shadow work, and we always do light work on the other side of it. So we talk a lot about shadow work in these worlds. We don't talk about the light work to help make up for it in the healing. We do both of those in the Conscious Creatress program, both the shadow work and the light work. We also do deep ancestral healing. We talk about ancestral patterns and karma. We work on mother wounds. We work on father wounds. We work on sibling wounds. We work on these ancestral things that maybe we inherited that help us have a certain mindset or a limiting mindset around creating our dreams. So we're going to bust through all of that in the program as well. We do meditations, they're guided. We do breath work, we do mantra work, just like you've done the past 3 nights. We also do guidance around the moon each month. So we follow the moon. It's not going to be 4 months as in 30 or 31 days. It's 16 weeks. So it's 4 sets until you get to 28, if that makes sense. So we're working with, 4 months of 28 days because we're working with the lunar cycle. So we talk about the new moon, the full moon, and the first and last quarter moon, and kind of how to navigate that energy with the program and the content that I'm giving you. The content is pre-recorded, so you go at your own pace. You can do the work anytime you want throughout the day, but you pretty much get a video almost every day of the program for 16 weeks straight. So if you like this kind of digital accountability, even if it's a recording, I've got that for you. Most days you're going to have some sort of digital content to tune into, and it's not very long. Most days it's like 10 to 20 minutes max. So it's really easily digestible, all of the tools and the techniques and the content that I present to you in the program. You're easily digesting just little bits of it every single day throughout the 16 weeks. We also make a vision board in the program. We kind of make the same kind of vision board that we've done here. You know my secret, you know what we make, but we go through 10 plus categories in the program. So you have the opportunity to work with 10 different categories of manifestation, if not more. And I talk about all of those in the program. We also, in the program, have support from others that have completed the program, right? So if you're new and you might be looking for some support for somebody that's completed all 16 weeks, you're going to have that in the Sisterhood of Conscious Creation. You get to go at your own pace. If there's any time that you fall off track, you own the content forever. You can tune into it anytime. So you pick back up where you started or you start over again. Some women repeat the program multiple times because every time they come around, something new and exciting happens, right? I also want to mention that the program is smartphone accessible. So you can tune into all the content on your phone, which makes it really easy for you to do. And you get a couple of bonuses with the program. So you get that Moon Magic program I mentioned. You get that absolutely free in the Conscious Creators program. And guess what? If you're getting Moon Magic for free, you're also getting that free 3-part Moon Magic Masterclass within the program. So all the things I already mentioned, those are already free in Conscious Creators. And if you enroll with that, you get all of the other stuff as a bonus. You also get a birth chart reading by me. Now, if you sign up for regular enrollment, you're going to get a mini chart, and I'm going to write to you about your sun, moon, and rising sign. You're going to get a 3-page birth chart about your sun, moon, and rising sign so that you can understand that energy a little bit more and understand it within yourself. Now, if you sign up for premium enrollment on Conscious Creatress, I do your entire birth chart as a bonus, right? So all the planets, your Chiron, your missing element, your North Node, I do a full chart. It's usually 15 pages plus. You get that for free when you sign up with premium enrollment in Conscious Creatress. You also get, no matter how you sign up, that free 28-day manifestation journey that I mentioned earlier. Remember how I mentioned at the beginning of the year, I did a 28-day journey for free, 28 days worth of videos for you to tune in and work on manifestation. That's in the program. So you get it absolutely free when you enroll, and you could use that at Lunar New Year. That's when it was designed. So 6 months from now, when you come up to Lunar New Year, you could use that to get started in the beginning of your year, or you can just use that 28-day journey anytime you want to kind of flash forward, creating your dreams and making everything come true. Let's talk a little bit deeper, right? I'm talking about going deeper. Premium enrollment, right? What's included in premium enrollment compared to regular enrollment with Conscious Creatress? Well, when you do premium enrollment, I'm going to hold your hand throughout the entire 4-month journey. You are going to work privately with me twice a month, all 4 months of the program. So you get a free Reiki session with me each month of the program, some energy work, energy healing work, just to help unblock those chakras. And then you also get a soul coaching session with me every month, where literally we just meet up, we chat about what's going on, I answer any questions, and I help you continue on your journey through the program. Now, these sessions can be done online, they can be done over the phone, they can be done in person if you're local. You get 2 sessions free all 4 months, so 8 sessions total free, privately, one-on-one with me throughout the program when you sign up for premium enrollment. Okay, I mentioned a special bonus for my masterclass graduates, right? Here it comes. If you tuned into this masterclass, if you signed up and you registered, key, if you watched it live but you never registered, I need you to register so I have record. Go to vinalene.com/manifestingmasterclass to get registered. If you are registered for this masterclass and you sign up for Conscious Creatress, not the premium, just good old Conscious Creatress, my 16-week online program, I'm going to give you a free private session. I'm going to give you a free one-on-one session with me as like a beginning wellness consult for your program. Okay. So you could get enrolled for Conscious Creatress today. You can send me a little message tomorrow. We can get you in the schedule and we can meet up and talk about things in the next 2 weeks before that new moon starts on August 27th. Because this program, by the way, works with the moon, right? So you start day 1, week 1 on the new moon when you're working with this program. So you've got some time before you get started with the content. If you want to meet up with me first, take advantage of your free private session and kind of go from there. I also give you the option to have cards pulled in all of our private sessions, even this free one that I'm giving away. So if you need a card reading when we meet, I'm going to give you that opportunity as well. You get that for free just for signing up. Now, if you sign up for premium, okay, and you've registered for this masterclass, I'm going to give you 2 more bonus sessions privately with me. So you already get 8 1-hour private sessions with me. I'm going to give you 10. I'm going to give you 1-hour session before we get started with the program as a consult, and I'm going to give you another 1-hour session once you complete the program as a recap session, again, to answer any questions or cover anything that came up. Now, these free sessions, these bonus sessions, these are only for you guys. They're only for my Manifestation Masterclass attendees. So if you registered for the Masterclass and you go sign up for Conscious Creatress, either regular or premium, you're going to get those free sessions with me. Now, you have to contact me. That's the thing. If you sign up for Conscious Creatress, you have to reach out to me. You have to email me or message me on social media to get your free sessions scheduled. Okay. So that's the only hiccup. You got to message me to get them scheduled. Premium enrollment is so much more effective because you're getting me one-on-one. I'm checking in with you on a regular basis. You've got a little bit more space held for you, accountability space, right? And I have found that every single woman that chooses the premium enrollment will not only complete the program on time in those 16 weeks, but they definitely manifest a lot more than they ever even realized, beyond their vision board, beyond their dreams. They have a lot of success. So I only have 6 spots available for premium enrollment because I like to have my attention on those women. I don't like to be distracted, like maintaining a whole bunch of people at once. I cap it at 6 women. So if you want to fulfill one of those premium spots, you're going to want to sign up sooner than later. And also, speaking of deadline signups, that option to get that free bonus session with me, or those 2 free bonus sessions with me, that's going to end with early bird pricing on August 22nd. So we're in the energy of Leo and the Lionsgate portal, but on August 22nd, we're going to shift into Virgo season. Virgo is a different energy, not like the Leo energy, okay? So right now, I have those free bonus sessions available for you, and I also have early bird pricing to help you save a little bit if you sign up by August 22nd. Okay. How much does Conscious Creatress cost? I'm not going to beat around the bush and make you go look for it. I'm going to tell you right now. And I also want to mention that my price for this program does increase every time I reopen registration. Okay. So if you want the lowest price that you can access this program right now, you're going to want to get it before August 22nd. Conscious Creatress is $599. It's a one-time payment of $599, and that will save you. Or you can make 6 payments of $108. Okay, I have a 6-month payment plan to get you from now to Lunar New Year, okay, the beginning of the year, the beginning of 2023, and all you have to do is make 6 payments monthly of $108. I also have a 12-month payment plan. So one of the biggest hiccups that I've gotten back as feedback for women that can't sign up for the program is because they simply can't afford it. I totally get it. I know what that's like. I've been there and I've wanted the program and I can't pay that big chunk of money at the beginning. Usually it's thousands. I can't pay it, but then they'll offer a payment plan and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can actually achieve that. Okay. So if the 6-month payment plan is still a little too much for you, if $108 a month is just a little too much for you, you can also make 12 payments of $55. So over the next 12 months, $55, you get access to the program right away. Even if you're on the payment plan, you'll get access to the program right away and be able to dive into all of that content. And then once your payments are complete, once you make that 12th payment, you own the program forever. So you're able to keep it forever, no matter how you pay, whether you pay in full up front, that $599, you make 6 payments of $108, or 12 payments of $55. What about premium enrollment? You know it's going to be more, right? You're getting all these bonuses. You're getting 10 free sessions with me if you sign up by August 22nd. But even if you don't, you get 8 free sessions with me, 2 each month. You get an entire birth chart for free from me. Kind of a lot, right? So the actual value, I just want to back up really quick. The actual value of Conscious Creatress is about $1,179. So if you're wondering what the value of all this content is, all the stuff that I put in there, it's about $1,179. But you can enroll for $599, 12 payments of $55, or 6 payments of $108. Premium enrollment, the value of premium enrollment is $1,754. I'm not going to charge you $1,754. I'm not going to charge you $1,700. I'm not even going to charge you $1,500. I'm going to go just one below that, $1,499. Okay. If you want to sign up for premium enrollment and have me with you as a guide along this 4-month journey, it's $1,499, $1,499. Now, yes, I've got a payment plan. Whether you sign up with regular enrollment or premium, I got you, girl. I got your payment plan, because if you want one of these 6 exclusive spots, if you want to work with me, I want to make it easier for you too. So you can do 6 payments of $255, so 6-month payment plan, $255 a month, or 12 months with a payment of $129. Okay, 12 payments with $129 get you premium enrollment with me. That gets you 2 free sessions a month. Right there, that value is $120, because I charge $60 to $65 an hour for my private sessions. So if you can make that monthly payment of $129 a month, you're basically paying for those 2 sessions and you're getting everything else as a bonus. Okay. That's my spiel. That's my pitch about Conscious Creatress, what it cost you. If you want to go read more, go to vinalene.com/CC, as in Conscious Creatress, vinalene.com/CC. You can read all about the program contents. You can read up on those payment plans and those payment options, and you can sign up right away. Remember, if you sign up before August 22nd, make sure to send me a message so that I can make sure that you're registered. You registered for this masterclass, and I can give you your free sessions. Okay? Do we have any questions about this program? Do we have any questions about Conscious Creatress? Because I see people here live and I want to answer them while you're here if I can. This is our last time we're going live, by the way. I'm not going live tomorrow about the masterclass, but I am going live with our virtual moon circle. So if you want to tune back in on Instagram or on the Facebook Vina Lene page, I will be transmitting our virtual full moon circle at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. But we're done with the masterclass after tonight. So get your questions in if you have them about anything we've covered tonight or about Conscious Creatress. And I do have some questions coming through, so I just want to cover those really quick. Somebody asked, okay, so once I sign up, what happens? Great question. Once you sign up, once you hit that button, you make your payment or you set up your payment plan. By the way, it's all set up on the back end by me. So you literally just enter your credit card and those payments will come out automatically for you on the day you register. every month, okay? But once you sign up, you're gonna get a confirmation email. So you're gonna have to check your inbox, make sure that everything's not in the junk folder, get it in your inbox. You'll have a confirmation email, and you should enter in your username and password. You should be creating a username and password if you don't have one yet when you register. So it's just gonna give you all the information so that you can log into the program and get started right away. Now, if you want to get your private sessions scheduled, if you sign up for premium enrollment and you want to schedule your privates, you got to contact me. Also, if you sign up before August 22nd with premium or regular enrollment, if you want those free sessions, you've got to message me and get them scheduled, okay? I do not micromanage people. I have learned my lesson with that, and I would love to see, you know, that somebody signed up and I go in, I look at their name and I send them a message and I try to get it scheduled. But the truth be told, if 30 people sign up for this program, that's a lot of people to schedule, okay? And I need to leave it up to you to do it. So reach out to me if you want your free sessions, and you're gonna get those just for tuning into this masterclass if you register for Conscious Creatress. Next question, why do you do this program for 4 months? Why is it 4 months? That's a great question. Healing takes time. Healing is not a linear process. Manifestation takes time. Manifestation is not a linear process. We talked about this yesterday, how when you're climbing up the mountain, it's peaks and valleys as you're working your way up, right? No different when you're going on a healing journey, when you're working with your energy centers. If this is your first time learning about your chakras, it's going to be deep work and it's going to take some time for you to understand what you're working with and to really feel like you're in the flow, okay? So I find that a 4-month container, kind of a quarter of a year, is a fair amount of time to really commit to your goals and actually have success. You could work with manifestation on 1 lunar cycle or maybe even 2, but if you go farther and you go up to 4 or more, you've worked through a whole season of the year, a whole quarter of the year. And this is going to give you a lot more time to navigate all of the tough stuff, the challenges, the roadblocks, and just the deep, deep healing that you're going to be working on. So through trial and error in my own journey, I have found that the container of 4 lunar cycles is one of the best containers to do this type of work. Next question is, what if I get behind? What if I fall off track, right? We've all been there with our goals and dreams. Well, the good news is that you can jump back on track anytime you're ready, or if you have something happen, you can jump back on when you're ready. You have access to this content forever. You will own it forever. You will own the program forever, and you can go back to it as many times as you want. Also remember that you're inducted into that sisterhood of conscious creation. So anytime that you're falling off track, maybe go into the sisterhood online and talk to them. By the way, it's on its own platform on my website. It's not on Facebook. It's not behind some sort of social media. You don't have to have social media to be in the group. I'm not a fan of the Facebook groups because not everybody likes Facebook or has it. So it's online. It's on my website, and the sisterhood is there for you to access anytime you need. So if you're falling behind, get in the sisterhood and look for support, or maybe even ask for some encouragement and support from me in there, because I will help you out. Now, remember also, if you sign up for premium enrollment, you're going to be checking in with me twice a month for those 4 months total. And that's going to help you to stay on track. Even if you feel like falling off or you need to fall off, at least you'll feel a little bit better about it if you're talking to me about it, kind of having those soul coaching sessions around it all. When can I expect results? Good question. I don't have an answer for you. When we do this work, the universe always gives me the answer soon, because the universe doesn't work in time. Like, time is relative, right? So when you ask when something is going to get results, it really just depends how hard you do the work. How much do you show up to your dreams and to yourself and to the program and to the work in the program every day? I've seen women have results within the first month of the program or the first few weeks of the program. Some women, it took a little longer to have the results that they expected. Sometimes women have to navigate the program more than once in order to see the results they want. So I will just let you know that you can expect results at any point. It all depends on the work that you're putting in to the program and to your journey. Good question, though. Why women? Yeah, I know. I struggled with this one. Like, why just women? That seems a little exclusive, right? Or it feels like we're not including everybody. And this is a very inclusive world these days. And I've been there. But I've also done this journey with men and women. At one point in time, I opened it up to anybody and not just women. And I just found that working with women was more my jam. I'll just be honest. Like, that's what I want to do. And that's when I think about my dream and the specifics of my dream, I want to work with women exclusively. But I also talk about some very specific topics and techniques in the program that are only going to be related to women. I talk about the cervix in this program because it's related to the throat chakra, and we work so much with our throat when we're manifesting, okay? So I talk a lot about our yonis and the cervix and the menstrual cycle with the moon and everything else. And even if you're not bleeding, even if you've gone through menopause, even if you've had a hysterectomy, it doesn't matter. You still have this like creative cauldron of sacred magical waters that is only related to women bringing humans into the world. And I just find that that is a potent place to be working with women. So I want you to dive deep into your sacral chakras and really cultivate that potential and work with that creative magic. Now, I also want to mention that I think that women need this work more than men. I think that men are more supported when it comes to working on their goals and working on their dreams and working on their visions. But I think women struggle. Not only do we struggle because we feel like we're in competition with one another, or we feel like others are in competition with us, or we feel like maybe there's some judgment involved, but a lot of times women have all of these other roles as well. It's not always this way, but a lot of times women are also the wives and the housekeepers and the mothers and the parents taking care of the kids and just handling all of this stuff. And a lot of times women put their dreams on the back burner. I don't want that to be the case anymore. I want women to feel like they are worthy to go after their dreams. And so we work a lot with second chakra, with the energetic womb, and we talk about those feelings of worthiness. I help women through this program feel worthy about their dreams, no matter what they are. And I help them to get rid of all of those limiting mindsets that tell them that they can't have what they want. And that's pretty much why I work with women, because I enjoy it and I want to, and we can relate to that energy in a different way. We also talk about some things that are only related to women. So I don't mean to exclude anybody else. It's why I have all the other free content. It's why I created this 3-part masterclass, because this is gender neutral. It's why I have that Moon Magic masterclass and that Moon Magic program that are gender neutral. But when it comes to really diving deep and working on this manifestation journey and a journey of healing and a journey of balancing your energy, I'm going to work with the ladies only. And that's my choice to make. So that's why I only work with women, but I do try to provide offerings for the guys as well. Are there any more questions coming through? I'm not seeing anything else come through so far. Feel free to put it in the comments if it's coming through. Any questions about the program, Conscious Creatress, programs about Moon Magic that you get for free with that, or you can sign up for separate? Questions about this masterclass, all 3 parts? Anything coming up? Because this is all I got for you. That's my notes. I'm done. I just want to say thank you, by the way. If any more comments are coming through, we'll wait just a moment. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in to these master classes. Thank you for tuning into something that was once just a dream of mine a few months ago. Thank you for showing up to yourself, because that's the most important thing. I don't care if you tune in live or you catch the replays or you watch it all last minute 3 weeks from now. I just want you to show up to yourself and take care of yourself and show up to your dreams and take care of your dreams and believe that they can happen, even amongst this crazy world right now. Because I launched this program at the beginning of 2020, at the beginning of a global pandemic, before we knew it was going to happen. And I'm telling you that if the sisters that went through this program can survive the program through a global pandemic and create their dream lives and their dream world to be happier than ever before, then I know that this is a magic container for women to work through. And I get chills when I say it, because I just know it's like what women need right now to help them go after their dreams. So thank you for showing up to yourself. Thank you for listening to my little spiel about my additional offerings. And I'm so excited to work with you further if you decide to enroll in Conscious Creatress. I'm so excited to work with you in the Moon Magic Masterclass, in the Moon Magic program. I'm excited to meet up with you free with my virtual moon circles and all of my other content. I'm excited to get those little messages in my inbox, in my DMs when you message me and you just say, hey, I got a question, or hey, I need some help with this. I'm here for you. Guys and gals alike, I'm here for you. And I have so much joy doing this as a living, as what I do professionally. I help people make their dreams come true. How cool is that, right? Because I worked through it and all the trial and error and figured out how to make it a little easier for you, okay? Just gonna wave to this person signing in right now. It's always like a bunch of people sign in at the very last minute, which is funny, but you can always get the replays, by the way. If you just signed in and you missed these replays, go to vinalene.com/manifesting masterclass. You're going to get all 4 replays, parts 1 through 3. I'll send you a recording of tonight as well. And you'll get a bunch of bonus goodies in your emails as well. And also remember, you have to register in order to get those bonus one-on-one sessions with me if you enroll with Conscious Creatress. Alice said, thank you. Needed to hear all of this right at this moment. Yes, sister. So happy for you to be here and hear what you need to hear. And I'm happy to hold space for you. I'm still thinking about you trying to make a living with doing this creative work. And I'm thinking about you and all those things you want to manifest, Alice. I'm holding space for you. Thank you, Whitney. Thank you for tuning in. I know that you tuned in all 3 nights as well. So thank you for tuning in. I'm also holding space for you, taking care of your health, getting back in the gym. I don't forget. Those things are in my head. And hopefully I'll see both of you in the Sisterhood of Conscious Creation, and we will continue to work on our dreams, right? And if not, that's cool too. I will see you somewhere here in the ether, no matter what. All right, it's been an hour and a half, almost right on the dot. I am going to sign off here. If there are no more questions, I encourage you to go check out my Conscious Creatress program. That's at vinalene.com/CC. As in Conscious Creatress, you will get a free bonus session with me with enrollment. If you signed up for this masterclass, you'll get 2 free sessions. If you sign up for premium, making 10 free sessions total privately with me. And I'll include all of this stuff in the email I'm going to send out to you tomorrow. So I'll send the links to Creatress, the Moon Magic Masterclass, the Moon Magic Program, all of your freebies that are going in your email, your Yoga Nidra practice that I owe you, the recording of this masterclass recap. I'm going to give it all to you in your inbox tomorrow. Okay, I don't see any more questions on the comments, so I'm going to send you a blessed, blessed evening. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got value out of this masterclass. I hope that you feel much more equipped to go after your dream life, and I hope that you feel worthy to have whatever your heart desires. Until we meet again, may we all be happy, cultivating that solar plexus joy. May we all be healthy, cultivating that throat chakra wellness. May we all feel safe and peaceful with that energetic flow in our hearts. May we all feel absolutely loved because we are, and because we are lovely beings and we deserve love. So it is, and so it is, and so it is. Until we meet again, namaste and blessed be.